I say this because last year, a lady in an American club actually raised a havoc when she was asked to unmute herself and show her video because she said, "Who are you to ask me to show myself?" So I have now to, I think it's safe to make that disclosure that yes, in the Toastmasters meeting, you kind of that's kind of the point, seeing and hearing each other. So, all right. So with that, I hand over the charge to our president, who is someone very special, and that and the he's such a great person that it's hard to find another person like him on the entire planet, and we should all be privileged to be in his presence, and that person is myself. So, as a matter of routine, we will now go ahead with guest introductions and Deep Sridhar, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sridhar. I'm a guest at Quantum Leap, TMC. Okay, introductions.
Yes.
Okay, I've been a Toastmaster for some time now, and okay, to be honest, my interest level isn't what it used to be when I first joined. Okay, well, put it this way, I joined Toastmasters 31 years ago, 1994.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Sorry, 31 years ago. Yeah, so it's been a while. So now I am slowly downsizing is the wrong word, but I'm taking it a bit more easy now. Partly because my VP doesn't rush me to projects and all that. Probably because when I completed my first DTM under the old scheme, CNL manual and all that, before Pathways came up. And to be honest, I found the new Pathways concept so confusing. I never started. I can't. It seems to be much more complicated somehow. Although people have tried to explain to me, I still don't get it. So I said, never mind. I'll just be back room. I'll be advising, and I can share my thoughts. Just don't ask me to do speeches. So that's where I am. So I'm always happy to listen and find out new things and meet new friends. So thank you for the opportunity, and Iram and everybody else. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deep Sridhar, and you're too humble to share that you are one of the charter members of this club. You are one of the reasons this club exists, and we will never ever forget that. Secondly, I have some breaking news for you because I did my first DTM under the old curriculum as well, and let me tell you this: it's not even 25% versus the old curriculum, if that. So you don't need to be intimidated. It might appear complicated to you due to the online thing and everything, but that's pretty much it. In terms of number of projects, you have to complete 30 pathway projects, 15 and 15 two paths, right? And you have to complete a DTM project which has 2 more speeches. That's it. You have to then sponsor and mentor a club, and there is no requirement. And of course, you need to serve in a district leadership position. That's pretty much it. If you compare the old curriculum to today, we had 10 projects in CC manual, right?
Yeah.
And 10 projects in CL manual, but those 10 projects were actually 40 or 50 slots of serving as meeting facilitators. So those 10 projects were not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had to spend a year around to complete the CL manual. So 10 speeches plus 6 advanced manuals, that makes 30, right? Then we had to do the successful club series and the mentor series. So add 6 speeches from that, right? 30 plus 10, 40, 46, plus high performance leadership, 2 speeches, right? So that was close to 50 speeches, and I'm sure I'm missing something because, yeah. So that's just the long and short. So the whole point is, of course, not to criticize pathways, because this is the current curriculum, and things change with the time. The whole point is to encourage you to get back on pathways, and we are looking forward to that. So as a matter of formality, DTM Irfan Farooqui, please also introduce yourself.
Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum, everybody. This is Irfan Farooqui. I am DTM, and I'm a member of Century Paper Toastmasters Club. At this moment, it seems that my screen is frozen because nobody is moving on my stage. Yeah. Seems now I'm back. My screen was stuck. Everybody's screen was stuck on my laptop, so I understood that I'm off the line. So I was waiting. I'm DTM Irfan Farooqui, associated with Century Paper and Board Mills, and a member of Century Paper Toastmasters Club, working as Area Director A5 in District 122.
And newly elected as Division A Director. So with that, I hand over the charge now to our Toastmaster today. We do have a designated language evaluator today, but she is actually struggling with the connection. So here's hoping that she joins as soon as possible. And as per our agenda, today we have a keynote by Toastmaster Adnan Rana detailing all about gamification, which is a unique initiative by District 123. After that, we have a fair speech and our unique take on tabletops. So with that out of the way, about today's theme of the meeting. And the funniest part is that I'm supposed to expand on the theme of the meeting today, and it's completely new to me because our VP Education just sprang that upon me. So it's DEIB, the impact of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And that is a very interesting concept because, yes, that's a problem that we've all been facing. When we talk about sustainability, when we talk about ESG, it is not just enough to hire people with diversity in people. And that's where a gap was coming. Organizations have these diversity policies that we'll hire differently able people, we'll hire people of different ethnicities, we'll keep a gender balance. But what about after you've hired? How do you make them feel important? How do you make them feel as if they're needed? And that is where belonging comes. And I'll quote an example from our corporate sector. A few years ago, our corporate regulator, Securities and Exchange Commission, they actually laid down a law that every board of director should have at least one female member. And of course, there was a debate around that because some said that it is actually demeaning the females as just a number on the board. The other school of thought said that, this is needed, at least in a transitionary sense, because if boards do not have a single female and the idea of having females on board is alien to them, then this provision will at least start them thinking about it. So that debate is still going on. But what really happened was that many organizations, especially family-owned businesses, they got women on board. And those women were usually, the ladies from their own households, nieces, daughters, wives, and most of them were housewives. And in my institution, Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance, many of them came to receive the director's training program, and poor ladies were completely clueless about anything because they were housewives who had been just plucked from their respective households and just asked to sit on the board. And they were instructed by the men in their family that, you're just there to fulfill a requirement. Kindly don't speak and don't contribute. So that kind of defeated the point, and that is where belonging comes in, that when we actually are ensuring diversity, it is absolutely essential that we make those people wanted, we hear those people. And it's not just necessary, it's not just enough to have them, but rather to enable them to contribute. So we'll continue on this theme for the meeting, and we'll also ask our valued attendees to share their thoughts. But before that, today we have a keynote, and the keynote is about gamification. What is gamification? Our keynote speaker will tell you, but gamification is an idea where, in fact, this drives right into what we were talking about earlier, that the old curriculum actually necessitated people conducting various roles. For example, grammarian, counter. There was an actual reward for that because it was necessary for you to achieve distinguished Toastmaster. That went away, and as soon as that went away, ever since then, ever since years, and I believe that DT Amiram and DT Irfan will agree, it's always a struggle to round out role holders for today's meeting being an example. Fortunately, yes, we have a language evaluator, but unfortunately, she's struggling to connect. The point is, there's no backup language evaluator because no one took it, right? So that's always been a struggle because it does not move the needle on the dashboard. Previously, in the previous curriculum, role playing actually moved the needle towards your DTM. So this was an attempt to actually motivate members, to encourage club quality. It is like capturing a genie in a bottle where you're trying to actually gather something as subjective and as mercurial as club quality into a numerical discipline. And secondly, the idea behind gamification is not only to encourage club quality, but to keep them meeting regularly with maximum participation from members. Let me give you an example. In this gamification mechanism, if you end up doing more than one role in a meeting, you do not get any additional points. You get only the points for the most highest score, the highest scoring role. For example, if I am the TMOD and I'm also the speaker, I'll get the marks for the speaker, which is 5, right? And not any additional marks for TMOD. So that encouraged clubs, that also showed in their meeting quality, and that also kept all the members engaged. In addition to speeches, members became interested in performing meeting roles as well. So without further ado, I hand over the charge now to our keynote speaker, Toastmaster Imran. Toastmaster Imran Rana is an executive committee member of Quantum Leap Advanced. He's also a founding member. He has been a Toastmaster for 10 years, and he has contributed as a club president. And before he mentions it, I will mention it for him, that during his tenure as VPE and president, Karachi Toastmasters Club became the #1 club in the world in terms of education awards and various other criteria. And during his tenure as administration manager, District 122P did not reach mandate distinguished, not even distinguished. So he has been a successful area director, and he's been the district's busiest judge, chief judge, and contest chair throughout the past 5-6 years, and perhaps not only the districts, one of the busiest in the world as well, because every time, no matter which continent, which district there's a contest, you somehow find Toastmaster Imran Rana being a judge or a contest chair or something. So he has a whole lot of mysterious activities. We have Toastmaster Salman Ibrahim with us. Toastmaster Salman, welcome. Can I ask you to be our language evaluator today?
I must apologize. Thank you very much. It's just that I am in office and intermittently I would be called to a meeting or meet somebody,
Okay,
which will not make it possible for me to evaluate on a
okay,
consistent basis.
okay. No worries, no worries. But try to stay connected to the meeting. That's all we ask of you. Thank you so much, Salman, for joining. And over to your friend, Toastmaster Imran Khan.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sure I'm
Imran,
audible.
what's the duration of this keynote?
5 minutes.
Sorry?
Maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
No, I'm actually pegging it for 18 to 22 because I have an idea that it will take longer than you think. So over to you, and no one will punish you if it ends.
Toastmaster Imran, can you increase your volume? It was very low.
Yes. Perhaps his wife is in the room.
Audibility and visibility.
Yeah. now it's perfect. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Okay, before that, can you confirm is my screen is visible, right?
Yes,
And it's the PowerPoint slide, right?
yes.
Okay, great. So thank you so much. Just a little correction. When I was the area director, although I was successful, but my area was not able to become distinguished. So that's a correction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, myself, Toastmaster Imran Rana, and I've been Toastmaster since 2016. And I was able to become I got a chance to serve the Vice President Education thrice, and uh, while I become the VPE of Husn Khitab, then I realized that VPE job is the most toughest job of all time. Whereas when I was the VPE of Karate Toastmasters Club, then it wasn't that difficult. I was able to get role players. In fact, in our club, we started one member, one role as well. So this was my brief introduction about Toastmasters, and professionally speaking, I am working in Century Paper and Board Mills Limited for the past 15 years in MIS department, that is Management Information System. Our work is to provide management relevant information for decision making. So when it comes to provide information, I use Excel a lot. So using Excel is one of my hobby, you can say that, but still I'm learning and I'm not very good in that. Okay. I joined Toastmasters since 2016, and at that time, it was we had old curriculum at that time. There were two tracks, and they had both tracks. We have to take them simultaneously. So initially, at initial stages, we have competent communication track, and along with that, we had competent leadership track. So it is clear from competent communication track that you have to deliver speeches, whereas the competent leadership track requires every member to perform meeting roles. It is recorded in the manual. I wish I could share the picture of that manual. So you have to perform the role according to the manual, then you have to get it evaluated either by VP Education or the general evaluator or whoever is available. So it is mandatory that that role should be evaluated by some member. That evaluation was not called on the stage, and that evaluator told us about the areas of improvement or strong areas, how that role was performed. But member went to that evaluator, and that evaluator is uh, required to inform the areas of improvement and the areas where he performed well. Then we had invasion of pathways. Initially, it was looking quite interesting, quite attractive. Everything was online. means you have to download everything from the website. So it was like paperless environment. So when pathways came, the good thing was, okay, so the challenging thing about the old curriculum was that you had to deliver 30 plus speeches, and they were advanced manuals, and it was not easy to deliver speeches on that because we had one of our member, I'm forgetting his name, and he selected one of the pathways and it requires 2 hours speech. Can you imagine? Our meeting at that time was just 1.5 or 2 hours meeting. So I was thinking that if I give chance to that person, then we have only one speech at that time. So what Pathways did is that Pathways allowed everyone to cover up their speeches and become distinguished Toastmaster as early as possible. By the invasion of Pathways, what did we realize that the members became more towards delivering speeches or doing speech evaluations or doing big four rules, and rest of the rules, those which were auxiliary rule, they were become less important, and member feel less energetic or overburdened to perform those roles. So and finally the result is the quality of the meeting. We started losing the quality of the meeting because quality of the meeting depends on not only one person. All the role players, speakers, evaluators, they all participated and they make the meeting best. So previously, I remember that one of the member performed the R counter role so well that we introduced the best role category as well, and that role was played so well, and uh, and he was awarded with the best role player. And he was the person who evaluated him, and he told him that you performed the role quite well, and he said that I studied my requirement of the path manual, and I performed the role according to that. So when pathways arrived, what happened, we started losing the quality of the meeting because there were less role players available, and a member has to perform 2 or 3 roles altogether. Then after realizing that issue, in 2021 DTM Talha introduces what do we call, just a minute. DTM Talha introduces a scheme called Grand Slam in 2021 and 2022. And that was all about improving the meeting quality and overall meeting quality and speeches quality. Then in 2023-2024, when DTM Zaid Kalia was the program quality director, he took the charge and reintroduces the gamification and named it gamification. So from that, we learn another thing, that sometimes we have to just change the name and rest of the thing is same. So it's another another technique of marketing skills, but it was quite attractive. People started taking roles because in the end, the role player got rewarded. So then nowadays DTM Azam followed the legacy of DTM Zaid Kalia, and he made me the gamification chair for the current year 2024 and 2025. So we come up with some rules, and according to those rules, we were able to create an Excel file. We able to Excel file. So how does this gamification file work? Let me stop sharing and sharing my Excel file with you guys. Okay, just a minute. Can anyone confirm about the Excel file?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. So we created some rules and we give some scores to those to those rules that one member will get scores for one role only. If he performs more than one role, then the member will get this. Okay, DTM Irfan Faruqi has raised his hand. DTM Irfan Faruqi, can you?
Yeah, can you increase the size of your screen because it is too small to read?
Okay, just a minute. Now, is it possible to see?
Maybe increase.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's better. Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so DTM Azam, so the rules were a member will get score for one role only, so that we can promote one member, one role as well. And if the member plays more than one role, then he will get the score of the maximum. He will get the maximum score of that role which has the maximum number. And so, with according to those rules and regulations, we both were able to create an Excel file. So this file consists of different sheets. You can see that. First one is the District 122 members database file. So in this sheet, you can see, you can find the details of every member, whether he is a member of the club or not, but he should be the member of the district. Then there is a list of values in which we have assigned some scores to different role players like Toastmaster of the day, prepared speakers, table topic masters, table topic evaluators. Since we have a different theme club as well, so we also incorporated all those roles which were played in different theme clubs. Like if we talk about word-wise club, you can see the curator of Let's Word It. You can also see book review as well. Then you can also see the educational session, and we also score the keynote session as well. Then this specific sheet is related to the club only. As you can see, I've selected a file from Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club, and you can find all the members of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club, and you will see that at the moment they had 32 members, and in these 32 members, some of them are unpaid and most of them are paid members. And there you can see some spaces as empty spaces as well. This means that if your member is added to the club, you can easily add in the database, and that member will reflect in this sheet. Then another sheet is the guest score and the members score. Once you select, what I did, I used some tools of Excel. I created some tables and used Excel tools. So if I select Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club in the club sheet, then the Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club name will appear in that as well, please. And here you can use the filter to mark the date and select the name of the member. Like if I select let's suppose this, if this in this empty cell, if I select the name of any member, like I selected Zamir Saeed, then you can see that his member ID automatically reflect. So how did it happen? I use some Excel formulas and selected the date from filter option. So you can find filter in most of the cell, and with the help of the filter, you can select name and dates and rules. Like if I select he played, let's suppose he conducted an educational session. So that field automatically recognize that he played a role in the meeting and he should award 5 scores. And then we also give scores to the best performers as well. Like in every meeting, we have best speaker, best evaluator, best table topic speaker, best big four. Then in this column, what we can do, we can just select that category through filter, and there you go, he will get the score. Okay, here is the rule is that you may find all the members or few of the member, they not only win in one category, they may win in more than one category. DTM Irfan, you have raised it.
Again, please increase the size of the screen.
Sorry, come again.
Increase your screen
size.
size.
Okay, sorry. Oh, now it's visible, right? Okay, what I was telling that in this sheet, you can find some filters. With the help of filters, you can select names, select meeting roles, and select date. And in some cells, you will find formulas. And with the help of formulas, it will automatically pick up the member's ID, the proper score, and the specific score which we have given to that which we have assigned to that role. Like if I selected educational session, if means I selected member's name Zamir Sayed, then the meeting, and then what happened in this column, it automatically selected yes, he played the role. If let's suppose if I select member Muhammad Wajahat and I don't write anything, then it won't pick anything. Or if I select that he just attended the meeting, attendance without any role, just participation, and in the rules we decided to score 1 mark in if the member is just participated in the meeting, although he must have learned something. So that's why on that learning we score, on the basis of that learning we just scored it 1 since he did not perform any role. Okay, so the main purpose of this sheet, this Excel file, is to encourage members to monetize the performance of the club. Means giving them score so that we can know about how and where the club is standing. So after creating this database, you can analyze it with the help of pivot tables. Right at the moment I've used one of the pivot table or pivot table, whatever you call it. So this pivot table is showing that Amir Mahmood, he performed gamification role, prepared speeches in the month of Feb. Then you can find Ijazul Haq, since he is quite consistent in the meeting, so it can show the interest and learning of that member. He had performed general evaluator role 4 times in how many months? In 8 months. And then grammarian role performed 4 times in 8 months. Prepared speeches, how many times he had delivered? He had delivered August. Okay, you can see August 3 weekly meetings. So it calculated automatically all the meetings, and then it showed that he delivered 3 speeches in the month of August. Then in total, he delivered 11 speeches in just 8 months. Then we had Humayun Kiani, Irfan, Yusuf Qureshi. So I must congratulate to the VPE of RTC that he did a brilliant job. Means he was the first person always provided this file to me. Okay, after receiving this file, so what I did, I incorporated all the data of this sheet and the guest sheet and the member sheet. So I clubbed the data into my main sheet, and where I tabulate the score, and after making the final result, I shared it with Azam. I always shared it with Azam, and after his review, we announce the result. Okay, there's another sheet, the guest sheet. So what we did that we also encourage those members who are from District 122, and if they attended the meeting as a guest, so we encourage that as well. If they perform the role in the meeting, that role should be role also scored with whatever the role he performed. And then we had another category, that is what do we call? So we had 3 categories: clubs with clubs who meets weekly, clubs which meets fortnightly, and guest who has attended the meeting as guest. So we made 3 categories, and we announced results in those category. The main purpose is to encourage them so that they can participate in the meeting and they can perform any role, and they don't feel less important, or means uh, once you feel, if you are a timer, what is the role of timer? I just wanted to do either Toastmaster of the day role, or general evaluator role, or table topic evaluator role, so that I can speak more. People with that kind of mindset can be uh, can be covered according by encouraging them to do every role, that there's every role. No role is a short or big. Every role is important for the meeting. So that was the trust of making this file, just to encourage members to attend meetings and perform roles, and uh, they will be appreciated with rewards. Like those who are the winners, they received 1,500 rupees ticket of Park Tech, and now they will be attending Park Tech in Lahore. Unfortunately, there was no Park Tech in Karachi and Islamabad, but I'm sure DTM Azam has something in his mind that how to compensate them. So this is not just numbers; they are representing the club's strength, club's health. That how if the numbers are good, it means that club is doing great. If the number is not are low, this means that we need to put that club needs some attention, some a good attention, so that we can do something for the club, so that the club becomes in good strength. So this is all about the gamification, and I hope you must have some questions related to that.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran. Let me ask you one thing. The Excel sheet that you showed is deceptively simple. I mean, it looks simple, but it has a lot of formulas. So, what skill level does a person need to be able to create something like this?
Sorry, come again. Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, how about now? Is it clear now?
Yes, clear.
Yeah,
Just a
okay.
minute, just a minute. Let me lower down the background noises.
Imran,
Yes,
it would be a
please.
good idea to turn off the camera while you're lowering down the noise. Anyhow, okay. I think DTM Irfan has raised his hand. So DTM Irfan, go ahead with your question, sir.
Yes,
I-
please, DTM Irfan.
I just wanted to ask, can you show us the screen or the Excel sheet which a club uses to input the data and so that you receive the data? How a club, which is the file in which they put their data?
Okay, so you can see there's a sheet named RTC February. Every club is sorry, not this one. This one, just a minute. Guess sheet. Yes, this sheet. So every member has to input data in that sheet. And how it is done? There you find members name by filtering the names. You can see the names here. If you
I think
select the
Imran, you
name,
can demo.
name will-
Imran, I think you can demo here by actually filling in for a hypothetical meeting, right? Instead of showing,
yes, yes.
yeah.
Okay, just a minute. So this was the District 122 members database sheet. And this is called club member sheet. From here, you will select the club. Like if I select Century Club, right? Recent, the Centurion Toastmasters Club, right? What it shows, it provided details of club ID. It also provided in which area this club falls. It also provided the division and district is 122. So now you can see easily the member's name and their IDs. So this becomes the database of this sheet. Now you can see the name of Centurion Toastmasters Club with the club ID this, area this, division A and district 122. Now, let me clear it. If I filter this, you can see the names of Centurion Toastmasters Club. Like Shahid, I can see Imran Aslam, Zahoor Ahmed, Ijaz Zafar, Fahad, Junaid Iqbal, Waqar Khan, Farooq Khan, Irfan Rashid Farooqi. I selected Irfan Rashid Farooqi and it automatically pick the member's ID with the help of Excel formula. Now, since the club has put meeting once, one meeting in the month, right? So let's suppose it is 7/1 to 2024, right? So you perform the role of preferred speaker, right? And you participated in the meeting as meeting participation, right? If you have performed more than one role, what you can do, you can select it from meeting second role from meeting role 2, meeting role 3, or meeting role 4. If you have performed 4 roles, then you can put that information in these 3 columns. But it will score you only for one role because we wanted to promote one member, one role. You can imagine if one if one role is performed by one member, then he can put all his attention, all his concentration to that role. Then you can imagine what would be the quality of that meeting. And fortunately, you won the best Big Four role. Like along with this prepared speech, you perform the role of Toastmaster of the day. Then you got 5 score and you got 3 score. Let's suppose you also got best prepared speaker role, but here there is a limitation that only one you can get score of only one category. But since there are areas of improvement in that file as well, you can put 4 columns and make a condition that even getting 4 awards, you will get the score of only one category. Then this can be done easily. So here you can see that it automatically picked the store. Can you please sit here? It picked the score 3 because of the best Big Four category. Now the total score is 8. If you go means if in every meeting you perform in that way, you can easily win the best the first place in weekly category or fortnightly category or winner of attending the meeting as a guest. Yes, TT Irfan.
Actually, I'm very sorry. I just wanted to know, for instance, I am filling this sheet for you from Centurion.
Yes.
How will I put the data in that file? This seems to be the file that from where you calculate overall score. But
No,
as
no,
a
this is
VP, I cannot.
this is the club file. This
Okay,
is the
this is
club
the club.
file,
Okay,
and
okay.
VP Education is responsible
How,
to
how VP Education inputs the data? You are just showing the previous data. I wanted to see how we input data into a file.
in this file.
Yes.
This is what I was showing. Okay,
Okay.
first, what you have to do that
Select a,
in this club member sheet.
yeah, select a member
First you-
from, yeah, select a member. First step is clear.
Yeah, this you have to select the club name. Then you will see member's name will appear in this sheet. After that, come to this sheet that is called, okay, this is the RTC sheet. The sheet name should be the member sheet.
Anyhow, name doesn't matter. This is the feature that is actually used to input the
Yeah.
data.
Yeah.
So here, the VP Education will input the name with the by using filters
Okay.
and input date by using filter, rest and input role by using filters. Rest of the things will automatically be calculated.
Yes, I got it now. Thank you. I got it.
Okay. Thank you, Imran. My
Certainly
question,
appreciated. Yes, to DTM Talha.
yeah, my question was that there seems to be so much back-end work and calculation and formulas behind this file. So, what skill level does one need in order to prepare something like that? I'm not talking about filling the file. I'm talking about preparing something like this.
Okay, the skills required to create this type of file, you need to know Excel formulas. You need to know if conditions, conditional formulas, and you need to have command over pivot, because it's easy to create pivot, but sometimes you need to put some logic so so that you can get the result you want to. Like, I have created the pivot table here, and what I selected that I just selected member's name in first row and months in the column side. You can see a month in the columns, and you can see members field. Then I selected meeting role 1 field, and what I did, I selected the field and put it into the values column. What it did that members name, the number of times members appeared, and it is showing that yes, this member has performed this role this number of times. Like if you can see Ijazul Haq, in the month of August, he delivered 3 speeches in the month of August. So in some field, values field, I selected the members name, and using field setting, I selected the option count. So what it is doing, that it is counting the number of speeches appeared in front of Toastmaster Ijazul Haq, and it is more like counting it. Right, so the skills required, you need to know conditional formulas, and you also need to know VLOOKUPs formula or SUMIFs formula.
Alright.
So, and the more you jump into it, the more you dive into it, the more you learn.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran. I believe there are no more questions. If there are questions, you guys can put them in the chat box. Imran is in the meeting. I think this was an amazing initiative, and I strongly urge you to make a case with the PQD that perhaps on the basis of, I think you haven't yet announced the consolidated results, right? So perhaps you can, it's just a suggestion that you can compile the data for the top 3 members from July to February, and perhaps announce their names.
Yes,
And-
I plan to do that. That shows the engagement level of the members, and you can
Yes.
also use a graph as well to represent the data more perfect.
Yeah, I'm talking about actually compiling the results on a cumulative basis so that
Cumulative, yes, I plan to. Yes, I
Great.
plan.
So I think that's an amazing initiative for Toastmaster Imran. It was started last year, but I think this year it was much more effective. Thanks to your Excel sheet primarily, and also I know firsthand the struggle that you had, because you had to cater to clubs like Wordwise. It took, and I'm a witness to that struggle, ladies and gentlemen. It took months and months to get around the special segments. There were heated arguments between him and the VP Education, and I was the unseen moderator of those arguments, placating
Okay,
both.
just
Now
wanted
you know.
just
Yeah.
wanted to add something that means once I became the gamification chair, what I did, I performed that gamification chair exactly like I performed the VP education role in Karachi Toastmasters Club.
Yeah.
So all the VPs were so sometimes they become my constant reminder bothered them. So, but I really love them. I really loved it. Means I enjoyed becoming gamification chair. It was more like performing VP education job again.
Come to think of it, perhaps your enthusiasm and your sincerity and constant follow-ups cost you the election. So next time, tell that to your successor that, if you are doing gamification, don't run for any position. Because VP educations are voters, right? So, but again, jokes apart, thank you so much. And now we move on to the next segment of the meeting, which is the prepared speech. And once again, Toastmaster, you're the evaluator. So please assemble your evaluation panel and share the details. Meanwhile, let me log on from a different device.
Okay, so before reading out the objectives of the speech, I would like to request DTM Iram. Would you like to be the
एक minute. Yes, tell me.
So we need modular evaluators.
I think DTM Titan, you have 2 devices. Okay, sorry. Yes, Toastmaster Imran.
So we need 4 modular evaluators, right? Okay. So can you take the 2 of them?
I can take, yes.
And,
And I recommend we have Toastmaster Azhar. You can check once with Toastmaster Salman
Sir,
and
Toastmaster
DTM
Salman
Irfan
is
also.
Toastmaster Salman is busy. I don't think if he's able to do that. Salman, is it possible for you to do the modular evaluation board?
I think he is at work, so
So
perhaps.
Toastmaster Azhar can check. We can check with him.
Yeah.
ये लो, जाके बैठो।
Toastmaster Azhar, are you with us?
And is Azim a Toastmaster or
Guest.
a guest? Guest. All right. So we can shuffle between me, DTM Irfan Farooqi, and yourself. Okay,
I'll
Toastmaster
be
Azhar is on the way, so we can give Toastmaster Azhar the last part, the last module.
If we can see Toastmaster Azhar, that would be great.
He just messaged that he's on his way. Give me
Yeah.
time, I'm on the way. So he is with us in auditory form. So let's have him for the last part. You can explain his role.
So can we give auditory to DTM Iram Rizvi, right?
All right.
And perceptible to DTM Irfan Farooqi sir, right?
DTM Irfan, you're muted.
Irfan sir, unmute yourself, please.
For perception, I have to see the video.
For the perceptible, you have to share, DTM Irfan, that how did you perceive the video, how the speech, how did it feel, that how did the audience feel around that speech, and did it serve its purpose? What did you
So
perceive?
the perception, okay. So, okay, why not DTM Irfan took visual and perception part, right? Visuals means how Toastmaster Talha is looking, about his background, about his voice quality, about his picture quality.
Toastmaster
Visual
Irfan, if you can give visual and audio both to DTM Irfan, I will do the perceptible.
So we have auditory, then we have visual, then we have perceptible, then we have structural and language.
Structure and language could be given to Toastmaster Azhar as he's on his way.
Okay. Right. So let me reconfirm it. Auditory part is with DTM Iram. Then we have visual and perceptible part with DTM Irfan Farooqi. And finally, the structural and language part. If DTM if Azhar Khan is not able to join us, then what you will do it? Okay, that's great. That's great. Just a minute. Just a minute. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, today DTM Talha will going to deliver his level 2 project, right? It's your level 2 project, right?
Yes. Yes.
Iram, so it's a level 2 project, effective body language. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Time duration is 5 to 7 minutes, and speech title is just The Super Zero. Please welcome Toastmaster Talha on stage. The Super Zero.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible, but who is timing you? Karachi to
Yeah,
Usman
I'm
Street.
timing myself.
That's great.
All right. You, sir, are an insufferable buffoon, unfit to run a corner shop, let alone be a president of the United States. You should resign immediately. I said this to Donald Trump, and he couldn't say a word. He had no defense. I said them right to his face, and all I could see was his dead eyes staring back at me. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am a superhero. I can do anything. People are scared of me. I take no prisoners. I mince no words. And I can take anyone to task, just like I did Donald Trump, Imran Khan, Mariam Nawaz, Narendra Modi, you name it. The list goes on their Twitter feeds. My conquests are not limited to international geopolitics. I am a master of my homestead as well. The clock struck 2. I entered my home after a fine dinner with my friends and raised my finger to knock on the door. My wife, groggy and irritated, opened the door and let me in. As I removed my shoes, she said, "This is your 11 o'clock. You told me you would come back at 11 o'clock. I stopped. A white fury started to rise from my toes, traveled up my body, and set my brain on fire. Slowly, I turned around and fixed my gaze on her. So, yeah, this is my 11 o'clock. Am I not supposed to enjoy a single night out with my friends? Must you breathe down my neck each and every time? Can't a man just have a few minutes of peace every once in a while?" I said this. I said every last word with my eyes. With my eyes. After my tirade was over, she asked, "Why are you staring at me like that?" Eyes down. That was it, ladies and gentlemen. I decided to end it right there and then. I forgave her. The next day, my friend asked, "I hope everything was okay since you got so late going home." Oh, of course. She made some noises, but you know me. I just took one look at her and she was silenced into submission. My superhero abilities are the most apparent when I'm dealing with nefarious elements of society. Once I was parking my car, and when a masked man approached me with a gun, he gestured with his hand, to roll down my window, and then shouted, "Take out your mobile and wallet." Displaying courage and presence of mind, I took out both the articles and handed them to him, also handing him my car keys. After all, he might ask for them next, so I saved him the trouble. Later, when I got home on foot, I explained the events to my assembled family. He approached me and said, "Take out your mobile and wallet." I got up, walked up to him, put a finger on his chest, and said, "My hard-earned money is not for the likes of you. Not for scum like you." Then I jumped up in the air and delivered a flying kick to his face. And he fell down on all fours and then begged for mercy. But then my wife asked him, "Okay, fine. But then where is your mobile, your wallet, and your car?" "Oh, those. They slipped out of my pocket while I was having the fight. And the car I donated with the intention of sadqa because my life was sick." And that was the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The mobiles and wallets slipped out of my pocket and landed straight into the hands of the deck point because he put his hands in my pockets. And when I was handing the car keys to him, I swear to God, I did it with the intention of sadqa. Not only these nefarious elements, the one nefarious element we all hate, the boss. He summoned me to his office and he said, "You're not performing well." And I told him, "You don't deserve. I deserve a much better place. So be grateful that I'm working here and be grateful for it every day." In reality, what I was said was, "Why don't you like me? I do everything for you. Why don't you give me good marks in appraisals? I'm your most loyal servant. I do your household stuff. I pick up your kids from school. And I also drop you to your mistress's home when the need arises. And I've told no one." And boss said, "Oh, wait, I forgot that. You are instantly granted a raise and a promotion." So, ladies and gentlemen, did you just see my skills? And being the superhero is not a special quality. It can be learned just like communication skills. So if you have a pestering wife, if you have a pesky boss, and if you've ever been held at gunpoint, then congratulations. You are also a superhero. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha, for delivering such a wonderful and full of humor speech. What I love about your speech was the title, and you delivered exactly the opposite of it. Throughout your speech, you connected us with three stories. Since it was personal, so we were hooked and we were connected. And the best part of the speeches, best part of the stories were your sarcastic humor. You okay? The project required the intentional and unintentional verbal and non-verbal gestures. So in that category, you really nailed it. Your vocal variety was outstanding. Your hand gestures were perfectly flow with the flow of your speech. Your body language was amazing. The way you did the gesture of flying kick, it was quite amazing, but I was little fear that you might slip, but fortunately, you were perfectly fine. Overall, a speech was delivered with great confidence. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole speech, and I hope my modular evaluators would have found some areas of improvement, but as I was unable to do so. So let me call upon my first modular evaluator, and she is DTM Aram. So please, DTM Aram, please share your evaluation.
All right. So I have been given two parts of evaluation, but I will wait for Toastmaster Azhar Khan for the structure and language part. I will go ahead with the perceptible one. I really loved the way how villainous this speech was. And if anybody thinks that there was something positive in it, then you're living in fairy tale. There was nothing. It was all villainous. It was all what is need of the hour. It actually brought out that, you know, when some things happen and we can't say what is going on inside and how would you actually do it. So I had a lot of those episodes, nefarious element episodes since last evening, So thank you very much for building that up. And it built up very well, where it went up, and every time there were 3 rays of it. So it didn't exactly happen that one story went on the top with the plot and then came down in the climax, but we had 3 stories which did the same thing. So kudos to you for that nefarious element and actually touching my heart as an audience. Over to you, evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM Arab. And now I would request DTM Irfan Faruqi to please share your feedback.
Let me combine the visual and perceptual part. I would say that best thing about Talha was the drama that was required in a speech like when you are delivering a speech on visual and audio effects. So it was full of those 2 things. General perception is that you have justified the topic, the theme, and the project. I would like to try to copy your style, but whenever I try to do it, I absolutely can't take the courage to do that drama in front of the audience or camera. And every time I receive the feedback, improve your voice modularity, improve your body language, and I need to learn it from you. There was another issue that was very important, that your backside door was open. And although it was creating some visual negativity, but also very courageous of you that you were able to tell a drama like that with the back door open and everybody would have been listening to your speech. I'm sure your family, at least your wife is not at home. Somebody was moving on the backside. I'm sure it would be your mother. Probably it is very difficult to deliver such a speech in front of the family members while telling how dear steps were taken when you were talking to your wife by coming late at the night. Anyway, another thing that I would love to see as an improvement, many times you were looking at the sky. You're not facing the camera. Many a times you are not facing the camera. We are all not physically present there. So better talk to the camera instead of talking to the sky. Otherwise, overall excellent speech. It can be presented as a symbolic speech when you are talking on body language and vocal variety. Thank you very much. Back to you, Imran Rana.
Yes, great feedback, DTM Irfan. Now, can I request Toastmaster Azhar Khan to share his feedback
Yes,
about the language and the structure part?
yes.
Yes,
I will try my best. So I will.
You can request now. You have to request.
Do I have
Sorry,
to?
sorry. What did you say?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, so hello, Toastmaster and guest. It's very honor for me. Now I am giving evaluation to DTM Talha. So your speech I enjoyed a lot, and your speech had a good topic. You start beginning with the politicals, celebrities' name, and then you move on the rumors. It's intent of built interest. It's very clear and logical. It might benefit from a organized structure, such a introduction, main points, and conclusion. And I really enjoyed this part. And language, you use it's a formal language, but as I've been connected with audience, however, I use the rumors without solid evidence and can be credibility. And you use very functional language, but you perform very well. But as a evaluator, I have to do something, add something, add you okay, which point is good or which are. So, but your overall your speech was very focused, and but we just avoid the speculative statement of focus on verified information more and more. You know, every part, every speech has some space, so you can do well. Otherwise, good to go from my side. And one more question: you have some props in your hand, or something is a real in gloves? I show you in your hand. Yeah, it's some kind of props, or it's a really you are
Yeah,
not feeling.
yeah, it's a prop.
not a problem.
to get sympathy and empathy
This,
votes.
No, this is for
not-
sympathy votes. This is for sympathy votes.
this
Sorry, I
is-
couldn't stop myself.
this is not a problem. This is not a problem. Actually,
No, just
had-
I'm asking you, sir. I'm
No,
asking you.
Yeah, it's a
Like-
flop, and after that he'll become a Spider-Man and throwing its web from there. So
Any speaker can use any prop. So that's why I'm asking.
the stage is yours, DTM Tala.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for the feedback. And to be very honest, I think it was a difficult project for me because I always struggle in terms of vocal variety in body language. Thanks to you for feedback, I gained the confidence that at least for this speech, that was not a problem. And that's why I was very anxious to do this project. And thank you. And especially for you, DTM Irfan, about looking at the sky. Yes, because I was actually speaking, I was using my phone and it was kept vertically like this, right? And it's an awkward position where the camera is right on the left and not on top, right? So that's why there's a misalignment that, sometimes you can't make up your mind that where to look. But excellent feedback. I'll look at the recording closely and train myself to determine where the camera is and keep looking at them. Yes, that's also an area. So thank you so much, everyone, for your feedback. That's all I can say. Over to you. Myself, right? Okay. So thank you so much, DTM Tala. What an amazing speech that was. All these people should be paying you for watching this speech. You're doing this for free? Incredible. So now it's time for our signature Geek of the Week session. And today's Geek of the Week is Iram Rizvi. So over to you. You're muted.
All right. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, so here is my up to 5 minutes of talk on Geek of the Week. And I would highly recommend that in today's time, where we are actually split between whether the AI is a friend or is it someone who's going to take over our lives. And we are always split between the conversations while we're saying the statement that, you know what, I do fear AI, but, or I would say that I love AI concept, but. So in one single statement, we will have both our feelings, and this is the talk of the town. This is the trending message or the trending conversations wherever we go. So in last few days, we have seen that there were two top of the town talks. One is AI, and second is one of the taboo topic that Pakistan won against the neighboring country. So we're very proud of it. So these are the two main topics going on, because again, even in that, we hear that it was AI that did its moves and did certain calculations and gave us the victory. So let's talk about it. And while we talk about that, to be honest, if you watch this movie, which is Atlas, you will see that even though AI is there, AI is the machine, but the human being that is driving it and the syncing between the human being and the machine is what brought the winning to the humanity. So this is a movie which has been released last year. It had been on trending on Netflix for a very long time. I would highly recommend have a look at it. And it actually talks around the concept of, while we are talking about that, should we give AI the ability to read our minds, to help us make decisions? And for example, if I'm driving and instead of looking at the Google map, what if I think about that, is it right or left? And then immediately I get an answer that, Iram, it is right. So, or when I'm trying to cook something and I think of that, do I have a cottage cheese in fridge? So the answer would come immediately that, no, we are out of it. You'll have to go for feta cheese. So something of that sort, that, and these are our wonders, that what if our life becomes that productive? So Atlas is a movie that is, the lead character is Jennifer Lopez, and the character, which is the machine, has whose name is Smith and is being voiced over by George Clooney. So that actually gets me more closer to the movie, that at least I could hear him in that form. And I have a hope that if I have an AI device at home, it will have George Clooney's voice in it. That's for sure, to keep life running smooth. Apart from that, it is actually on futuristic AI war drama, and it is set on 2017 one. So we are actually at that time where the humanity battles has been going on. And let me give you one cue, because I do not want to spoil the suspense for you and just want to give you a line, is that in the background, 3 million people have been dead against the war between machines and human. And AI has flown to another galaxy, which is called Andromeda. And over there, whatever device that actually is that led the AI war was made by Jennifer Lopez's mother. So she was the creator. And the character is Helen. And Atlas Shepard is the name of Jennifer Lopez over here, who's against AI, who doesn't want to give anything to AI or let them have any control over her. And how did she shake hand, because she's traumatic with it, and actually won the war where humanity won. So I would highly recommend, give it a shot. It is still out there on Netflix, and it's also on Prime, by the way. So if you're able to watch it, have a look and have that perspective of what if I have a gadget or I have something which starts running, and it's actually called Neuralink. I'm a huge fan of it. I actually believe that we should have a ring or a bracelet that, I could wear. I could give it rights and I could take it off. But then the question is, when I'm about to take it off, will it allow my nervous system to take it off? So how much control should we give? How much controls? For example, I'm sleepy. And I actually had that thought that, I'm very bored, I'm sleepy. I would just probably take a nap, but I want my body to work out while I'm sleeping. So let my body be in the phase of, doing cardio, and let me go numb, and then I could sleep. So these thoughts, they come in, but do I really want to give my nervous system in the hand of a machine? And how much control do we want? Because there is also, let me bring in a small, wherever we talk about science, there is also spiritual factor to it. One of this religious spiritual factor is when God says that you cannot think on your own. Even your thoughts are given by me. So if the AI is going to give me thoughts, how would we justify that? So have a look at this movie. I highly recommend, again, for the voice of George Clooney and the beauty and the acting of Jennifer Lopez. And give me a review that if it made you think otherwise or for the AI. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM. And yes, actually, I watched this movie, and it is quite a worthwhile watch. I'll just like to share something with you. This is what George Clooney looks like now. So best stick to voice roles, because he's no longer a hottie. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. Love is love.
All right. Okay. He's looking more and more like Joe Biden by the day. Anyhow. So thank you so much for that enlightening session, DTM Miram. And yes, that's the whole point of this session, that we have to actually let the audience know about something that is scientifically relevant and worth checking out. And now we move on to the third segment, which is fourth segment, which is the table topics. And once again, over to you, DTM Miram.
So here I'm back, and of course, the theme of today, the geek of the week, and some of the speeches that we saw have done a bit of a combination. So you might be surprised that I would not go in a tone. So the way how we do table topics in Quantum Leap, as we have seen that even our speaking segment is done differently with the evaluation panels that we have. Yes. And that is that once I call a speaker to share their first table topic speak, and when I call the second speaker will be evaluating the first speaker for 30 seconds. So you have to keep an eye on the timer, what you liked in their speech and how did they attempt. So we do not have table topics master. We have the segment where we run around by evaluating the person at the same time. And then the second speaker is going to get the topic. So and the last speaker is going to evaluate the first speaker. So everybody needs to hear each speech carefully, because you'll be evaluating someone unknown. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to call my first speaker today, and that would be Toastmaster Azhar Khan. Are you with us?
Yes.
Wonderful. So Toastmaster Azhar Khan, after doing your speech, you have to be alert with everybody's speech, because I might ask you anywhere in the end that you will be evaluating the last speaker. So be ready. So the topic for you, Toastmaster Azhar, is, and you know the rules of table topics, you need to speak for minimum 1 minute. Idhar gaya hai? 1 minute. Okay. So if AI ran a Toastmasters meeting, what will be the theme of the day and why? If AI ran the Toastmasters meeting, what will be the theme of the day and why? Over to you, Toastmaster Azhar Khan.
Thank you, DTM. Tiramisu. I think it's very difficult for me because what is the theme? Can you give me some point? I'm stuck now. What should I think?
All right, all right. Let me
Not very
change
fast.
it for you. Okay. What is more scarier? The AI being your president of the club or AI being the R counter? And what would you prefer? What is more scarier? AI being the president of the club or AI being the R counter? And why would you be scared?
I think if AI is a R counter, it's very difficult for, especially for myself, because every 30 or 50 seconds give me the pop-up or being ring bell. So it's very difficult for me. I will speak properly without any okay, and repeated words. So I think so after every 15, 16, 20 seconds, he give me the haunt and just so I think so it will, if he move on a president. So I think it's very difficult for me because all time they give me the reminder and it just call me on come on time and perform your role and you should give the speech. So I think it's more difficult for me. I will face. So I think we should the idea from this our club. Just our women president and our counter is fine for us.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Azhar. I would now request DTM Talha bin Hamid to evaluate and then he will get his next topic.
Okay. Thank you. So, Toastmaster Azhar, I think what I loved about your speech was that you jumped straight into the topic without any intros, without any stage setting. That shows your confidence about the topic, especially since you earlier asked to change the topic. And you also use self-deprecating humor, which is best kind of humor, and it's the funniest. You also presented a very compelling case that what's the worst an AI president can do? It can just follow up and send you messages, right? But an AI R counter, it can ruin your life because it will count precisely how much R's and M's. And if you end up being the person with the most, it's always quite uncomfortable. So overall, well attempted. I would just say, Toastmaster Azhar, that perhaps your speech needed a little bit of a good intro and a good conclusion. Other than that, very well attempted topic. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So DTM Talha bin Hamid, I will give you the topic that I gave to Toastmaster Azhar. So it is actually attempted. If AI ran a Toastmasters meeting, what would be the theme of the day and why? If AI or an AI robot ran a Toastmasters meeting, what would be the theme of the day and why? Over to you.
Well, if AI ran a Toastmasters meeting, this will precisely be the theme of the meeting. If AI ran a Toastmasters club, what would be the theme? Because I am now very suspicious. I'm very sure that you're not human, you are AI as well. And there's no way of knowing anymore. Some of the other themes would be perhaps how humans are bad at everything. They are high maintenance, they are inefficient, they have useless things like emotions and conscience, and all these things are actually non-productive. So that would also be the theme, how humans suck compared to AIs and machines. Then, once humans are used to the idea that AI is superior to them, then perhaps the themes will get even more aggressive. For example, 5 effective ways to kill yourself. That would be the topic for the humans, and subconsciously they will be taught to eliminate themselves so that the world can be rid of humans. And especially given some of the recent events, I'm forced to think that perhaps that won't be such a bad thing after all. Over to you, table topics.
Wonderful, DTM Talha bin Hamid. Only you could do it. And yes, you never know which one of us could be an AI. So I would request Toastmaster DTM Irfan Farooqi, if you could evaluate DTM Talha's table topic speech for 30 seconds before I give you your topic.
Very well addressed by Talha bin Hamid, pointing out to human errors and human deficiencies, looking at the human from the perspective of an AI. And I was also of the same opinion that, yes, if you ask an AI, it will obviously look at the human deficiency factors. So I think he has justified with his speech. His vocal variety was also good. His eye contact at this time was also very good because he was sitting on the chair and looking at the camera, and justified his speech within the prescribed times. Back to you, Tobel Topic Master.
Thank you very much, DTM Irfan Farooqi. The question for you is, you have the power to bring in AI in District 122 DLC team. Which positions do you think AI would do better than human? You have
Yeah.
the power to bring in AI in District 122 district leadership team. Which positions do you think AI could do better than human? Over to you.
Which part? I did not. DLC?
DLC means the trio, the division directors, the area directors. So which part?
The motion is not accepted at all. If even the full house agrees to this motion, not acceptable at all. Please give me some veto powers so that I reject bringing AI into a leadership role. Leadership is more humanistic. Leadership is dealing with people as a person, not looking at them from a computer perspective, not looking at them from artificial intelligence perspective. Look at them from human intelligence perspective. I'm a human being. I would love to receive love from humans. If somebody is pointing out my errors, he should accept that it is human who can do the errors. If you put somebody in the leadership role, which is an artificial intelligence, then he would always be looking at the deficiencies, looking at me from perfectionist point of view, looking at the areas from where we can excel more, and not appreciating what we have done. I have yet to see somebody successful in a leadership role without being a human. All successful leaders are human who treat us as human. So, my dear Toastmaster of the day, your motion is not at all acceptable to me. Back to you, TTM.
Thank you very much. Brilliantly attempted. Brilliant. Now I would request Toastmaster Imran Rana to evaluate DTM Irfan Farooqi's speech for 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. So, DTM Irfan Farooqi, I thoroughly loved your confidence, although the topic was quite difficult and quite challenging, and you took it exemplary. I am amazed the way you replied. Your speech was you supported the humans over AI machines, and you provided us amazing examples and amazing points. So I thoroughly loved it. Maybe some vocal variety, if you could have added, that would make your stance more valuable. Overall, a wonderful speech, a wonderful attempt.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Imran Rana, the topic for you is, which part of your daily routine would you hand over to AI if you had a choice? Which part of your daily routine you would hand over to AI if you had choice? Make sure your wife is not around.
Yes, she is around. Okay, so thank you so much, Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Nowadays, AI has revolved around us. Every part of life, you will find AI in every walk of life. especially in my field where I used to work with Excel. I used to think a lot about conditional formulas. So with the help of AI, this task is very well supported by the AI. Whenever I get stuck in calculations or in in logical formula, so what I do, I give commands to AI, and that AI will automatically provided the formula for me, and it also explained that how it works. And you know what? You have heard from the teacher that being a teacher means I used to give tuitions. I told my student, if you ask 1,000 times, I will answer you 1,000 times. But actually, it has not happened. With AI, with AI, you don't have to worry about. You can ask silliest question from AI, and it will reply you with patiently, and it won't mind your questions, and it explain you well. So I am using AI um, for the past few years, and it helping me a lot whenever I stuck in calculations, in formulas, or if I want to correct my content. So AI is the best tool to use it to use means to help me out in that matter. So
Thank
over
you
to
very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. And let me give a short shout out to some new people around. Guest Azim, are you here?
we have VP Education from ITC as
Yes,
well, right?
we have Toastmaster Nabil Malik. Are you here?
Yes, DTM.
Wonderful. So Toastmaster Nabil, first of all, Assalamu alaikum. Secondly, the rule is that you need to first evaluate for 30 seconds the speech that Toastmaster Imran Rana has done right now. So over to you. First, you would evaluate.
Thank you so much, DTM Iram, for giving me the chance. Toastmaster Imran Rana, you wonderfully handled the topic. That which aspect of your life would you like to get help with AI? So I have seen you doing gamification and you are dealing with the data very much. So you chose the topic very well, and it's something that we can all relate to. Right now, where we are living, we have to deal with the data. There are many aspects of data where you're working in your professional life as well and your personal life as well. You have to deal with numbers. So if you deploy AI to get help from AI to deal with those numbers and arrange those numbers in a way that you can understand and make decision based upon the data, it is going to help you wonderfully in your professional as well personal life. So wonderfully handled. On this suggestion, one suggestion for you: take your time while handling with table topics. You have 10 seconds before you start the table topic. So take this time to structure your table topics and your mind, and then start speaking. So wonderfully handled. Just take your time. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nabil. Now, Toastmaster Nabil, the topic for you is, if you could live in any book or movie, in any universe, which book or movie would you choose? If you could live in any book or movie in any universe, what book or movie would you choose? Over to you, Toastmaster Nabil.
Thank you so much, DTM Mera. If you could live in a book in any universe, which book you choose? Uh, a very wonderful topic you gave me that made me think of the books that I have read, and it made me realize that I have to read more books. And right now, the books that I have read is I would refer to the book, a Sira book. and the name of the book is Ar-Rahiqul Makhtoom. I have read this book, and it made a significant mark on my life. When I started reading the Sirah, I came to know that there is no single aspect of your life that is not covered by the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, if you're facing any challenge, if you're facing any situation in your life, rather it's your personal life, you're dealing with people, you are in a leadership role, even if you are a Toastmaster, if you read the book, you will find very comprehensive guidelines by the Sirah of Prophet Muhammad. So, if I have a chance to live in a book and practice it in my real life, I would definitely go for Ar-Rahiqul Makhtoom because it has beautifully covered the Sirat of a Holy Prophet. And I would like to apply those principles, those guidelines that are taught by the Holy Prophet in my real life. And I am 100% sure if somebody can even 50% apply those principles in your life, he is definitely able to succeed in every aspect of the life. Back to you, DTM Madam.
Brilliant, brilliantly done. Thank you so much. Now, just let me give a quick shout. Guest Azim, are you here? Toastmaster Iram, I think it's Toastmaster Iram Hannan. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great. So, guest
Both.
Azim, I would request you to quickly evaluate in 30 seconds the speech done by Toastmaster Nabil.
First of all, I would like to introduce to myself. I am Mohammed Azim. I am working as a senior within SCAPTA. So today is my first discussion panel. So Nabil, I think Nabil point of view is a very clear, and they can provide a good informative material. And what about AI? AI, you are talking about AI. AI, artificial intelligence, everybody knows, because nowadays without AI we can't do it in everywhere.
So this was the part
So
of
in
the
my-
evaluation. So thank you so much. I would now give you the topic. The topic for you is what is the best gift you have ever received and from whom? What is the best gift you have ever received and from whom? You have 1 minute to speak on this. Over to you, Guest Azim. Guest Azim,
Can
are
you
you
repeat
there?
it, please?
What is the best
Biggest?
gift you have ever received and from whom? What is the best gift you have ever received and from whom? Over to you, Guest Azim.
Okay. Best gift. Best received in, I think you are thinking in fast and slow. Or
Can you check the chat? Guest Azim, what is the best gift
okay.
you have ever received?
Yes, of course, I have received a lot of knowledge, and some my friends give me a gift for a book, Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow. Maybe basically I am so confused today. It's my first
It's absolutely fine. It's
I'm
absolutely
shy.
fine. Just any gift that you received recently or received in your childhood, because you just need to go on till you see the green light. Probably a cycle,
Yes,
probably a ball,
my
something.
yes, my auntie gave me my birthday. She no my recently my birthday is passed away in 19 May. So my aunties gave me Cambridge shirts and they give me a shalwar kameez suits. So I'll be sharing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for attempting. Brilliant attempt. You just have to go on around the topic just for 1 minute. So wonderful attempt. I would request Toastmaster Iram. You're here with us?
Thank you so much.
Yes. Great. Now please 30 seconds evaluate the speech done by guest Azim.
Guest Azim, as he is trying very first time, so I would say a wonderful attempt that he has done today. At least he tried, and he tried to spoke for the 1 minute. And as soon as he started, he doesn't get idea that how to start. But when he tries to attempt it, he did it successfully. And I hope that he can do very well on the very next day. He can try on different topics, he can listen the others, and definitely next time he will be the best one, and maybe he can win the Table Topics Award or the certificate as well. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Iram. The question for you is that you have the option of cloned Iram Hannan. You have the option of cloned Iram Hannan, and that clone is doing all of your work. What are you doing? You have the clone of Iram Hannan. The clone is doing all of your work. So what are you doing? Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Iram. If I have the clone of Iram Hannan, I would deny this. Nobody can have the clone of Iram Hannan. And even if we exist such type of the cloning in this world, I believe that the cloning would not be same as the actual one. You can copy someone, you can replicate someone, but you can't replace someone. Everyone has its own characteristics, has its own features, how to speak, how to talk, how to carry yourself. These all are the unique perspectives. Along with this, how to communicate. Nobody ever clone yourself as far as the communication is concerned. As far as your carry is concerned, how you carry yourself, how you represent yourself in front of the others, nobody can clone. Even if cloning is possible, you can't replace anyone, the actual person. And I hope that if somebody tries to clone me, he can be a better version of me, but he can't be the same version of myself. And I'm sure that whatever the blessings Almighty has given me, it is definitely unique with me, and it is growing, and I am growing by time to time, and nobody can clone me. Thank you, and over to DJ Miram.
Brilliant. I like the way that it can be a better version of myself, but cannot be same as me. I would love to have a clone and send over to my in-laws' place. The politics is the only part I think should be off from the life. So now let me call the last person who's going to come in this segment, and that is the person who's going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Iram Hannan to close the cycle. So that is Toastmaster Azhar Khan. Toastmaster Azhar. Yes, now you would evaluate for 30 seconds the speech of Toastmaster Iram.
Okay. She confidently rejected idea of the cloning Iram Hannan. It's a good thing because she has her own choice. And she engaged the audience because of the choice of words, the choice of sentences, and connect to everyone easily. Communication style is it's so good and very presentable thoughts she shared with us, and his voice and this I didn't see her, but as a listener, I was visualizing her confidence style, which she was speaking with very confidently. Maybe she shows her body like with confident and very professional speaker, and his enthusiasm and confidence was clear throughout, keeping the audience engaged. And refining language, I think few sentences slightly repetitive. Nobody can so tightening what would be enhanced clarity. Overall, a bold, confident, empowering speech and uniqueness of individual. So I appreciate and back to you. Usman.
Thank you so much. And the cycle is closed. Can I please request the timer to share if everyone has qualified in that 1 minute minimum?
Yes, everyone has got.
Wonderful. Can you please launch the poll till the time?
Yeah. Yeah,
We'll move
everyone.
on to the next segment.
Sure. Everyone, please vote for at least 2 of your favorite speakers. All of us spoke today, and there are less number of participants. So please vote for 2 of your favorite speakers so that we can have a result. And yeah, we have a small Toastmaster now. So as we vote, I'll transition to the last segment, but not before touching on the theme for today. And that theme is belonging. And during the meeting, we talked about a lot of things, especially during the table topics. We talked about cloning, we talked about AI and humans, and that got me thinking that, in fact, inclusivity is harmful without belonging. Because if we just include someone, for example, that Toastmasters, right? I don't know of any platform that is more inclusive, more diverse, and more equitable, because we don't see genders here. We simply don't. We don't see people in terms of their gender. We see them as Toastmasters. And that is a paradox, because there would be one school of thought, maybe a certain that of a certain mindset, who would actually challenge me on this statement that no, you should see genders because we need to be mindful of the genders. But another school of thought would be that not being mindful of the genders is actually the true equality, creating equal opportunities for everyone. In Toastmasters, in fact, a majority of the membership is female, right, throughout the world. And before handing over to the general evaluator, I'll just share one very interesting anecdote, and that would be when we were actually founding District 122, and we had initially identified batch individuals that were fit for leadership, and myself, DTM Samir and DTM Zad actually contacted all the Toastmasters, because remember, we weren't connected like this back then. We didn't even know about each other. So we found out, we called people, and that's how we actually ended up with a list of leaders. And then once that list of leaders was presented to Toastmasters, we were asked that, just reach out to these people and, have them appoint them as division directors, as area directors, as admin managers, finance, and so on and so forth. So we reached out to certain members. Some members agreed, some did not, and we came up with a final list. And we then shared that final list on social media, and also to the 2 region advisors that were actually advising us on the formation of a district. And I received a very angry phone call from a female region advisor, and she was all but screaming, "Talha, this is your list?" I asked her, "What's wrong with this list?" She said, "Not a single female? What are you thinking? You're laying the foundation wrong." And I was lost for words, because first I wanted to ask her that why did you not contact 2 people who were senior to me, DTM Samir and DTM Zed? Why are you, dumping all your anger onto me? Am I a soft target? I tried my best to argue with her, and I told her that, first of all, you should not assume that we did not have any women in the list. It's just that whoever women we had, they did not agree to taking the position. So what would we do then? Leave those positions blank or actually fill them with males? So sometimes this is one example where, and you know why that is? You know why that is? Because fewer women actually enter Toastmasters and stay in it long enough to become leaders, club leaders, district leaders. That is because a whole lot of socio-economic factors that our society has. Some females who excel in Toastmasters, even they can continue because of the expectations that are placed upon them. So that's also where your belonging comes in. You know, you just don't allow you, for example, if you're a husband, just allowing your wife or your sister or daughter to participate in Toastmasters is not enough. You need to enable them. You need to ensure that no matter which level they reach, you'll be there to help and support them. And we have examples right within this district of this phenomenon. We have the Needs, DTM Munib, and three of his daughters are Toastmasters. And we have DTM Iram Reyes, and while her husband is not a Toastmaster himself, he actually enables his wife and three daughters to be Toastmasters and to even become leaders. So that's the kind of spirit we need, and that's my definition of actually belonging. So thank you so much, everyone. And now it is time to hand over charge to our General Evaluator, DTM Irfan.
Thank you very much. Overall, my perception, I will share a little later. First of all, let me request the language evaluator, and unfortunately, I don't think.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
And then we tried to evaluate somebody, assign it to. So that means that we had only one role holder, and now time role holding was always done with the process of time.
I
Yes,
can do
Iram.
language evaluation, general
Yeah.
evaluation.
Yeah, if you can do, it would be good. Please.
Great. So
Go ahead,
thank you
Iram.
very much for the opportunity. And I was doing a bit of a language lookout while I was looking at the project. So let me try getting as much as possible. So I really love the way how one of the speakers, they brought in dumb and neck. And then there was there was a place where, you know, small sentences that they have very high impact and they look very simple. But at the places where I say, for example, at a place where they wanted to cover up their feelings and they said that I forgave her. It's very simple, but then it's very impactful that these are the words that show a lot of emotion. So I don't think language has to be, you know, big vocab. It has to be simple words with high impact used at the right time. Not for scrum like you. I like that statement too. I liked silenced into submission. So a lot of beautiful words have been used. In the keynote, I like the way how, you know, placing up gamification. And then of course, my favorite today was nefarious element. So apart from that, a lot of beautiful words have been used. And I believe being an advanced club, there is very little area of improvement because we do understand that the focus is on the quality rather than counting up the spaces in the middle. So thank you very much, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, language evaluator. I would like to add one point in the language evaluation. You showed all the positive things about language. However, I also observed that at some places, past tense and present tense difference was missed. Many times we were talking about past tense and past, but we were using the present tense for that. This was one area where we should focus. When we are communicating, we just forget that which tense should be the accurate tense. This is one area that I observed. Coming to the general evaluation, first of all, I would say that there were many good things about today's meeting. First of all, we managed a meeting with less people and we divided the roles between us and we were able to continue with the proper agenda. We followed our proper agenda. This was something very good. People's participation was very good. Everybody participated in the meeting, tried to take some role, speaker or table topic or whatever it was. There were some people who were stuck up because of their problem. They said they are sorry for it. That was good. Number 3 good thing was that at least 3 of our Toastmasters next generation was visible on screen, and we are hopeful that future is in safe hands. Coming to journal evaluation area agenda. Number 1, I found out that time in the agenda was not changed. It still was showing 3 p.m. Pakistan time, should have been replaced with 11 a.m. time. Number two was that in agenda, I found out that table topic master was mentioned as Talha bin Hamid, but table topic session was conducted by TM Iram Rizvi. Should have been changed, either follow the agenda or change the agenda, whatever it is. Third thing was that some of the role holders, they did not showed up. They did not show up, although some of them were very reasonable. Probably head of the meeting, president would have received some justification, but I feel a little concerned today in the meeting, seeing low participation. Is it a sign that people are not joining in? Do we have to look into the reasons? Maybe it is just one-off meeting where people did not come. This was a houseful, used to be a houseful meeting. Why it is not houseful today? We should think about it. Maybe it is just one off day that has happened like that. If it is so, it's no problem. But if it is a decline in the attraction, then we should look into it. Then we started a little late. We should always start before time. And we started 5 minutes late. We should not do that. Coming to the table topic session, it was a long session and should have been reduced, I think, because if 1, 2, 3, 4 were seasoned people, maximum 2 seasoned people is enough, instead of 4 seasoned people taking the role in table topic. So time would have been saved. Table topics were mostly not related with the theme. If the table topics are related with theme, it is better. All were related from AI and not from disclosure, inclusion, and belonging. So DEIB part was missing from that area. Word of the day was not emphasized. Word of the day was not used. And I don't know what I have written. I am myself not able to read my own writing over here. Anyway, overall, appreciating that we conducted this topic today, appreciating that we conducted our meeting today. DEI is a very important aspect and should be covered somehow. Talha bin Hamid should be an expert person because his institute is giving a lot of training on sustainability, and DEI is a very important aspect there. I believe Talha bin Hamid has some problem. I don't know if I could see his hand. Sometimes when I see his hand, it looks like it is a bandage over there. So all the best. I don't know what happened, and we can say best of health for you. Looks like a Branola would have been installed there, which is a sign that some serious thing would have happened. I don't know what happened. Overall, I would say my best wishes for this club and success of this club. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Talha bin Hamid or Iram Rizvi, whoever wants to take the role.
Thank
Iram
you.
Rizvi.
Thank you so much, DTM Irfan. And yes, all your points are very valid because there was a last minute changes to the agenda, and that actually is related to the other points that you mentioned. Not enough people to vote, so we have to reshuffle at the last minute. And the swap between TMOD and DTM is completely my mistake because DTM Iram made it very clear to me and somehow completely missed that. So and as far as the attendance issue, this is actually a one-off because usually we have at least 12 or 13 people, and you must have seen that as well. So it's also because, everything else that's going on. We had a long council meeting yesterday as well. And keep this in mind that this is not our usual day. Our usual day is Saturday, and a lot of our members are available on that day and not on Saturday. So all of those factors combined. But let me take this opportunity, sir, to personally thank each and every one. DTM Irfan, Toastmaster Azhar Khan, Toastmaster Iram, Toastmaster Nabil, and Toastmaster Azim especially for participating in this meeting, because we have been advertising this meeting, sir, in the events group for the past 3 days, and you see a distinct lack of not only acknowledgement from anyone, any district leader other than you, because you proved it by being here today, but that post is always deliberately done. And I'm not being conspiracy minded here. You just have to see the events group over the past 3 days. And that is also one of the reasons that this announcement gets buried. And otherwise, we have many other Toastmasters who are willing to join these club's meetings to enhance their learning. So that is something that needs to be addressed. I hope you do something about it, DTM Irfan, because you're a big champion of Quantum Leap and a lot of other clubs. Something needs to be done when there's a calculated attempt to vary a club's announcements. And this not only does happen with Quantum Leap, it also happens with WordWise. So that is also one of the reasons. But that said, first of all, again, I think we had an exceptionally high quality meeting. Thanks to all of you, sir. And I'm sincerely grateful. So now it is time for announcing the results. And all right. So today, best speaker goes to myself, of course, being the sole speaker. And oh, sorry, to answer your query, sir. First of all, yeah, I did this so that I would walk away with the best speaker prize. I needed to ensure that because till yesterday we had 2 speakers, and the other speaker is a very formidable Toastmaster Tessie. So I thought this was the only way I could be. But no, sorry, I'm just kidding.
But remember, you will win today, and probably next year you will be in district role, and then after that you might be in a trio. So this really helps.
So, but actually, it's nothing serious. Let me just say to everyone that actually I have a minor case of UTI, urinary tract infection. I ignored it for 2 or 3 days, and that was the consequence. Yesterday, it got very serious in the sense that it became quite painful, and the pain started spreading. So I had to rush to the hospital after. So it's just a safeguard. It's nothing serious. They just installed it because they thought that what if one rib isn't enough, so they might be concerned. So, but Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. But thanks for asking about this. Thank you so much. So today, best table topics goes to, it goes jointly to Toastmaster Iram Hanan and Toastmaster Imran Rana. Congratulations. And yeah, I know I'm supposed to break the tie, but I'm not. Somehow it seems very mean to break the tie because people took the time to participate in this meeting. So I will not break the tie. And best major role player today goes to our accidental table topics master, DTM Iram. Congratulations. So Steve, DTM Iram, this is why we swapped roles.
Thank you.
So with this, we will end, but I'll see some comments about the meeting from our 3 honored guests, Toastmaster Nabil Malik, guest Seem Salim, and Toastmaster Hira. So over to each one of you, whichever one of you would like to speak. Toastmaster Iram? Oh, sorry, Toastmaster Nabil. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha, for giving me the chance again. It was a wonderful meeting, although I have joined a bit late, but as soon as I woke up, I joined, and you gave me the chance. And one wonderful thing that I noticed today, despite being the shortage of present members, you handled the meeting. You didn't compromise on any role, and you divided the roles among yourself, among available members. It was wonderful thing. It's something we see in Toastmasters, that we don't compromise on the quality of meeting. We somehow manage different roles. So it's a great learning for me. Also, a very wonderful table topics was given to me. So overall, amazing meeting, learned a lot, and I hope I'll join in future as well. So thank you so much again. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nabil Malik. And I was actually stunned and amazed at your table topic when you said that the Holy Prophet Sunnah has guidance for each and every area, including Toastmasters. And I was thinking that, his way of speaking can be a guiding light for all of us. One could count each and every one of his words, and that's how we are taught to speak in Toastmasters. He was he is very generous and kind with evaluations, and so are we taught, not to use negative words, not to break someone's hearts. So I should personally thank you for that insight. I think your participation today was absolutely worthwhile. Toastmaster Iram, your comments. Iram Hanan. Iram has spoken quite a bit. So yeah, Iram Hanan.
Thank you so much, DTM Salah. The positive vibration, the smiling faces. Along with this, I would say the appreciation that I receive every time from the advanced club, it can be your club, it can be any other club. This really helped me to join back. And every time it enforces me to join the meeting. Though I joined a little bit late because it's my sleeping time, so I can't compromise on that. But overall, it was really worthwhile to attend this meeting. And I hope that I will continue joining this meeting every week.
Please do, Toastmaster Iram. Please do. As DTM Irfan pointed out, we need more participation. And inshallah, going forward, the meetings will take place every other Saturday rather than Sunday. So it would be easier for everyone to join. And DTM Iram is under serious attack.
Yes. And by the way, thank you so much, DTM Talha. You have been very improvising because DTM Talha thought that the DEIB was my topic. I was supposed to be MOD, and DTM Talha went ahead talking on it. So that's how adaptive and how a Toastmaster wears many hats. And it was so interesting the way you did it that I didn't want to get the role back and shift myself into table topics. Number two is that, one small tip is that in our table topics, so one best thing about Quantum Leap is that we can have our topics around keynote, we can have it around geek of the week, we can have it around theme of the day. So that's the beauty of it, or we can directly have it around quantum. Who cares? So that's the beauty of the table topics master here. And I please invite Toastmaster Nabil, DTM Irfan, Toastmaster Iram Hanan, being Toastmasters that take over this role for the next meeting and have fun, because it's a very different kind of a session that we have. Thank you.
Yeah, we strongly urge each and every one of you, and of course, DTM and Irfan, we would love to welcome you back with any role of speech. And yes, Azim, your comments, please. I guess Azim is away, but what a valiant attempt. I think when you attempted the table topic, your first sentence just blew me away. That when you're talking about the gifts given to you, you said that I received a lot of valuable lessons from a lot of people. So that could be, I think, valuable lessons was his term, or some valuable knowledge or information. I think it was knowledge. So what would be a greater gift than that? So absolutely amazing.